This got weird in a hurry.
They should be called golf sticks. Anybody can see that.
We're gonna start taping.
I read it, so that must be true.
Emil.
No, you didn't break up with me. I broke up with you first.
Yeah.
And don't put that in there, because that's a secret. That's a trade secret.
Welcome to 6 Beers of Politics. I'm Greg.
I am Pep.
And it is our challenge to drink 6 beers and try to talk about politics and still make sense.
And the good news is that no matter how rambly we get, behind the camera is Emil. He's going to edit it down to something watchable. And the better news is at the end of 6 beers, we will stop talking about politics, which is what we recommend for everyone.
All right. This week, it's the end of the year, and why not talk about the year-end edition of Time Magazine. Time Magazine, and you know what? Donald Trump was supposed to be on the cover. Who else would you put as Man of the Year, person, or whatever of the year?
Does he not even get that in last year's year interview, he was posed in an asshole chair looking like an asshole?
Right.
Like, I mean, Time basically, he was like the asshole of the year.
Right.
He tweets that Time Magazine called him and said, hey, we're thinking about you as Man of the Year.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't want to do it because it is an interview and it's a little too much work for me. So, no thanks, but no thanks.
Right.
And Time Magazine was like,
that call never happened. Yeah. No one called you.
You're a goddamn liar.
So Time Magazine Person of the Year is not just one person, but it's the Silence Breakers, the Me Too movement. And
to be fair, if you look at the cover, it's the famous Silence Breakers.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's all famous actresses. And one arm of someone who wanted to remain anonymous.
Okay.
Just her arm.
And
would you like to know her name?
So now Donald Trump is going to have to make the cover of Time Magazine some other way by literally making his own cover of Time Magazine. Clearly he had it done by someone.
He doesn't know how to use Photoshop.
No
way. Is he the guy that doesn't use... There's somebody who kind of famously doesn't use a computer to do stuff. I thought he tweeted from an Android phone. I thought that was what we knew about it.
I want to congratulate Doug Jones on a well-earned victory. Yeah, that was not Trump himself. Doug Jones! It was Doug Jones!
His hands are too sticky from Kentucky Fried Chicken. He wasn't satisfied with the White House chef's quarter pounders with cheese, so he's like, fuck you guys. Go to McDonald's, give me the real deal, and that's what they've done. So like the chef at the White House, fucking get in the car, fuck you, Trump, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I studied with the finest chefs. Hey, 1 second. Yeah, give me a quarter pound with cheese and a milkshake. It's nuggets.
And the recipe, if you can.
Yeah.
If you can afford it.
Secret recipe. Call up Ray A. Kroc. Quarter pounder with beef and cheese. That's what I thought. There you go.
All right. So Donald Trump really did invent fake news. He's the originator.
So it turns out that Alabama was so cool with so much of the terrible shit that Roy Moore did, but not trying to hook it up with a 14-year-old, which it turns out that having sex with a 14-year-old is illegal even in Alabama.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you know, not if it's your cousin or your sister.
Looking at the results of the vote in Alabama by race and by gender, I think America really has to take a good look in the mirror now and ask itself, who were the 3% of black women who did vote for Roy Moore?
So Roy Moore lost, and we're all like, "Ooh, it's so exciting!" He lost by 1.5% of the vote in Alabama. That means that almost half of Alabama was like, "Well, I mean, you know, he might be a racist and a misogynist and a homophobe and a pedophile, but he's a good old boy." You know, that's what's terrifying. That's when you're like,
but that's tribalism, isn't it? That's what,
like he may be a.
I don't love this guy.
He may be a pedophile, but he's our pedophile.
Yeah, I don't love Roy Moore, but I hate the other guys even more. And as it turns out, these results are kind of proving, like, you know, who's gonna vote for this Gary Jones boy? A bunch of them black folks, and 90% of black women did. 90 whatever percent. Yeah, like hugely.
Now Gary Jones was running for comptroller, and I think he did okay too. But I think you're talking about Doug Jones.
The South Carolina cop who shot Walter Scott and was captured on a cell phone video last year, I believe 2016, he was convicted, not acquitted, not suspended. He was doing his job. He was convicted of murder, 20 years in jail, and that I think is the first time the Black Lives Matter movement has something to celebrate, and I don't know why that has not gotten more publicity.
I didn't even know about it.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't know that happened. I have a friend who was a cop and now he's a police sociologist, and he points out that though that racism is a huge problem in the police and it's awful, that the bigger that comes in under an umbrella of police shootings. The big argument is like, oh, is it Black Lives Matter? Is it All Lives Matter? Is it most lives matter but not Chinese? I'm pretty sure that's not actually a thing, but the bigger thing is that, did you just bang your tooth with the bottle? Totally heard it. It was like, gong.
That was it for 6 Beers of Politics. Thank you, Emil.
Now that's it. I finished my last beer. That means we're done. Thank you, Emil. It's 6 Beers of Politics, and we are going to be back again, so we hope that you enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think, and join us again next time we do this.
And Elaine Rosenfeld, if you're watching.
She's the only one.
He's a nice boy.
Did I say something that would offend my mother? Hey, Poe Dameron, he's still a character, right? Like that,
sure!
Right? So he's the straight white guy.
He is. He's the straight white male.
Or is he straight?
Yeah.
I'll find out tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
When I have sex with him.
He likes it in the Poe.
What's a Poe?